What's up? My name's Matt and welcome to our very first Freeform Friday. Roll that intro. Alright, so today we are checking out the Jerry's Nugget vintage feel versus the modern feel. What I've noticed is that the vintage feel I have is Expert Playing Card Company, and the modern feel I have is the US Playing Card Company. I don't know if that's how all of them are, or just the ones that I got. The other thing I noticed is that the vintage feel, if we look at the top down, the vintage feel is slightly smaller. So that's totally lined up on the bottom. It's slightly smaller than the modern feel. I don't know if cards were slightly smaller back in the day, or if these just have an extra big tuck case. Let's find out. So I'm going to open up the modern feel first, get used to them, and then we're going to check out the vintage feel and kind of compare how they feel against each other. So here we go. So what I do like is that it is a stamped steel on both, so that's really cool, and it's the offset stamped steel like the vintage style would have been. So, all right, here we go. Got our jokers. Our ad cards are here, I guess. So we got a nothing and a nothing. Okay. Nice. Okay. So out of the box, a little chalky, standard USB-CC style feel. They do spread a tiny bit better. They do spread a little bit better than a regular deck would. I just opened some bicycles the other day, and these feel very, very similar. But the bicycles, I don't know what it was about them. Maybe I just opened a bad batch, but they were a little clumpier than this. These do feel good, I'm not gonna lie. But they just feel like a regular, deck of cards, I don't know. I do like the color blue that they used. Very bold, the red. So. Gonna work on that one, it's pretty cool. See the other Pharaoh. Not great. Let's see if they're. I mean, it kind of is a little bit better. Yeah, it is better. These might not be traditionally cut, I don't think. Let's try traditional one more time. They definitely Pharaoh a little bit better reverse. That's the one thing I do notice. Alright, I mean, these are not blowing me away. They're not like the greatest things I've ever held in my life. They do just feel like a bicycle stock. They do feel like the top is a slightly different finish. I don't know. Let's see if it says on the box. Modern Feel First Edition 2019. A collaboration between Jerry's Nugget Casino and Expert Playing Card Company. Distributed by... Okay, so these are distributed by the same people. They're both distributed by Expert Playing Card Company. Manufactured by the United States Playing Card Company. And then this one is made in PRC by the Expert Playing Card Company with an exclusive license from Jerry's Nugget. So this deck, the Vintage Field deck, was carefully made using JN finish in order to duplicate as best as possible the feel of the original Jerry's Nugget of the 1970s. So that's what the goal of this deck was. This, I think, is just a deck. It wasn't trying to do anything. It was just like, let's just remake the Jerry's Nuggets in collaboration with the casino. So, pretty used to these now. Let's see what the Black Boys have in store for us. The tab was a little bit easier, that's for sure. So right away, the paper choice seems a little stickier. The stamp is definitely different too. So this is a glossy stamp on the blue, and then this is a matte stamp on the blacks. So let's see how they fare. It's definitely a much tighter tuck case. Big, huge flap right there. You can already tell that's the first difference. Little tiny flap. Look at that giant monstrosity. I like this sometimes, but like for displaying stuff like this, cool. rising card maybe, but it's just such a giant tab. All right, let's check these out. A little chalky on the sides. I mean, it's a brand new deck to be expected. They feel way different. They're not as slippery, I guess you would call it. A little. Let me just see if they'll dribble a couple times and see if they loosen up a little bit. They're very stiff. And I don't know if that's just extra playing card company, because most of their cards are real stiff feeling, or if that's how these used to feel. I feel like to do this test definitively, we need to get a vintage Jerry Nugget, but I don't have $2 grand. Someone wants to send me one. I'll do it again. Alright, so they are a little clumpier. That spread did feel really good though. Like they do just kind of glide. They don't fan as well. They don't fan how I'm used to. They got little clumps that happen. But they do spread really well. It's the fastest spread I think I've ever experienced. Like, let's try these and just see. There's just something about, so I'm guessing this is United States Playing Card Company, this is an air cushion finish. That's just what I'm guessing. And it feels like it. It just feels like a standard deck of cards. But these, for some reason, just feels like that just feels so much faster on the hand, like spreading through that. Let's check out the ferrule. Ugh, that was like rubbing two pieces of chalk together. Okay, so that would be regular. Let's see if they're reverse. Yes. So reverse ferrule is the way to go with these guys, not traditionally cut whatsoever. I do like these. I don't think I like them more though. I'm not sure I like them. It's just something that you're not used to. You know, when you get a new deck and it's a little stiff, maybe you'll eventually really like that deck, but when you first start, you're not so sure. It looks like they probably used the, let's see if the faces are the same. Let's find our King of Spades. Alright, so it looks like they used the same faces on everything. The ink on this is just a little bit darker than the ink on this. This is a lighter blue, more a vintage style. Let's see if we can get that on camera a little bit. And then there's the, you can kind of see how much darker the modern feel one is over the blue lines on the vintage feel. So what I'm gonna say, my final conclusions for me, I mean this is obviously totally subjective, you have to feel these cards for yourself to really know if you're gonna like them, but I like the modern feel better. Sorry for all you vintage feel people out there. That's just how the way I feel. These just feel a little plasticky to me. I don't know why, or what it is about them. The cards, like an individual card feels just as good as the other card, that maybe the modern feel feels a little thinner. And I'm gonna see, are they bigger? Yes. No? Okay, so they're exactly the same size, just the case on the vintage feel is smaller. But the vintage, there's just something in the middle of here that just feels way stiffer. Like this just feels a little bit more fluid. And this just feels like stiff, this just feels stiffer to me. As a whole deck too, it just feels stiffer. Like when you're going to spring, put more weight into it to spring those cards. Whereas the modern feel ones, they just kind of feel like what everyone's used to nowadays. Who knows, maybe back then that's how the cards were. I have no idea. So the only like vintage style deck I've ever used are the Blue Seal bikes, but I think the ones that I even used were 2006, they're not 1970s. So yeah, I don't know. For me, I think that I like the modern feel a little bit better than the vintage feel, but you kind of really need to feel it for yourself. And so, if you want to feel it for yourself, this is what I'm going to do. If in 1 week from today, so this is Friday the 11th, if next Friday the 18th, we have over 100 subscribers on YouTube. So if you go and share this video, the last video, share it with your friends. If by the time the next Freeform Friday comes out, they have over 100 subscribers on YouTube, I will give away a vintage feel Jerry's Nugget to you. So if you're interested in winning these, share these videos with your friends and try to get us past 100 subscribers. If we hit over 100 subscribers by next Friday, I will give instructions on how to win this. See you next time.